Gil was nominated to serve as the president of the New York Power Authority by Governor Andrew Cuomo in October of 2011 and was unanimously confirmed by the State Senate in January of 2012. Gil has been with NYPA since 2008 as acting president and CEO and was NYPA's chief operating officer. In addition to serving as NYPA COO, Gil is a member of the board of directors of the Electric Power Research Institute, EPRI, and serves on the steering committee of the Large Public Power Council and is NYPA's primary representative to the American Public Power Association. Gil.
I'm going to try this, see whether this works. A little Oprah in the morning.
Are you giving out gifts? Any gifts?
No gifts. You can look underneath your chairs later on. You won't find anything. Let's see whether I can actually make this work. Before I start, I just want to mention that Pradeep mentioned that I've been with NYPA since, actually it was 2007, October 2007. I've never seen the amount of collaboration going on right now with the leadership of Tom Conklin in the governor's office, working with Frank, myself, Mike Harvey at LIPA, and Gary Brown at the BSC, in terms of trying to make sure that we optimize energy policy here in New York State. And so, really credited to Tom and now Bob Hallman in leading what I would call the New York State team. A few days ago, I was in the board meeting of EPRI and also EPRI summer seminar. And there were presentations in this area, solar, and all the developments in solar. EPRI, I know Karen was here yesterday afternoon talking about all of what EPRI's doing. EPRI, they have what they call technology scouts. And these folks, I don't know, Karen, how many scouts do you have? Probably
20.
About 20 scouts, and they...
Actually 770, we're all scouts.
They're all scouts, but 20 with their formal title as scouts. And what they do is they scan what everybody else is doing in a particular field, for example, solar. And they talk to venture capitalists, private equity firms, startup companies, national labs, colleges and universities across the world. And they try and get the really game-changing trends and technologies, and they try and then bring that back so that utilities can collaborate in doing specific research. And in the solar area, I was blown away with the amount of changes that are going on in the solar field. Obviously, it's still the current technology, the cost is just being driven down, particularly from China. So that technology probably is going to continue in the near future. But there are a lot of innovation in how the PV panels are being manufactured now. We've seen flexible solar type installations that are being developed, smart inverters, so that inverters are not only doing the normal DC to AC or AC to DC conversions, but providing regulation and frequency control and grid support. So all of those are coming more distributed in nature. Substrates that will be, will protect the surfaces better and will, make sure that ice and other things are not, compromising the materials. But maybe at some point, I'm sure you can check the EPRI website. All of the presentations, I think, are posted publicly about what the technology scouts are doing under what they call their technology innovation program. But for now, let me talk about what we're doing at NYPA as part of the state team. Frank will talk about NYSERDA and LIPA, and as you will see, we are really complementing each other's programs and roles to drive solar and solar technology in New York State. So I'll talk about a little bit about NYPA, if you will indulge me, a little commercial, and just so you know who we are. Some of the accomplishments that we have for the past few years, some trends. Tom mentioned a little bit about the Solar Market Acceleration Program, and then some thoughts on in the future. Who we are. We are the largest state-owned public power utility in the United States. About 1,600, 1,700 probably employees across New York State. We own 17 power plants, including a couple of large ones, the Niagara Power Project and St. Lawrence FDR, Hydro. About an hour from here, we own a 1,200 pump storage unit called Blenheim Gilboa. We own a fleet of fossil combined cycle and peakers in New York City and on Long Island. And we have 17 we own, and we have a 20-year contract with a new combined cycle in Astoria, and one transmission line being built right now between New Jersey and New York City called Hudson Transmission Partners. So that's who we are. The difference between NYPA and all the other utilities is we are a generation and transmission utility. We don't distribute to the end user. So the national grids and the Con Eds of the world and LIPA, they distribute. They have the wires all the way to the end users. We don't. We stop at the transmission level. What do we do? Economic development is a big part of our mission. You might have heard, Recharge New York, legislation the governor signed recently. Tom Condon and team work on making sure that that finally happens. It's been a long time, Tom, probably almost 10 years in the works of making that happen. But now we've gone through the first 2 rounds of allocations. It's been going really well in helping to attract and retain businesses and jobs in New York. Energy efficiency, Tom mentioned about the governor's master plan for energy efficiency in public buildings. So we have an up to $800 million program that we are in the process of implementing for the next 5-7 years to reduce energy consumption in state, county, local public buildings, schools, public hospitals by 20%. So that's the goal of that program. NYPA, even though we don't have that last, connection to the end user and to businesses and homes, NYPA historically has been involved in new technologies, whether it's fuel cell, solar, electric transportation, etc., in collaboration with NYSERDA, LIPA, and the utilities, again, to advance the state of technology and deployment in New York State. As you can see, we have done pretty substantial work. Our goal really is again, technology deployment. Working with the other utilities, working collaboratively with EPRI or via EPRI to make sure that we know when there's a new technology, how do they actually work out in the field? What are the tweaks that need to be done by the manufacturers or policymakers or utilities to lower the cost, to ease the specifying, designing, maintaining, constructing of this technology? I think that's where we enter. I'm proud to say that I'm one of the guinea pigs, for example, driving our electric car vehicles. I started with a Ford Escape that stopped on me in the Bronx River Parkway. A aside from that, it's working really well. And these cars, because they are demo cars, this is prior to the Prius and the Volt. The only way you can, they're like computers.